You can start when you want.
Okay. Well, hi everybody, and it's great to be here and to talk to you today, wherever you may be and whichever time zone you may be in. The aim of my presentation is to examine the concept of business English, as you can see in the middle, based on the question in the speech bubble, which was online recently, and from a young teacher who was unsure what business English is, perhaps rightly so, but it does show that there is some uncertainty in the concept of business English and English for business purposes. And the question actually produced a number of replies, and here's one of the responses. And as you can see from the yellow that I have marked certain words with, this is a very narrow definition, special language for commercial correspondence, letters of application. And I think most people would say this is too narrow as a definition of business English. Wikipedia produces this, and I think we can agree with the red boxes. Those are the typical business English tasks. What I find interesting is the yellow, where it says means different things to different people, and for some it means this, and for others it focuses on this. And to look at business English materials reveals three basic types of course. In the bottom right-hand corner we have the skill-based courses, in the top right-hand corner we have the test-based courses, and then we have the general business English courses offering something for everybody. These books were chosen at random, by the way, and I have no connection with any of them. And to look at business English tests reveals again the something for everybody approach to business English. Here we have in the red boxes reading comprehension, which is very general, conversation about business-related topics, which is very general, understanding authentic texts, and producing a range of documents. And this general approach is misleading and probably leads to these two quotes, which I also found: who the course is for, business people at any stage of their career and people that are about to enter the world of work. And do I need to have business experience? No, we test your English in a business setting, but you do not need to know specialized business vocabulary or concepts. That probably led to this quote, also in response to the question I showed you on slide 1. English for business is a sales technique used by language schools to attract dim non-English learners. And I think this point shows the tension that there is between the general and the specific in terms of business English. Now, turning to the concept of business English for specific purposes, the starting point has to be, therefore, the two questions shown in opposite corners of this slide: the content focus and the target group, and their definition in terms of the features shown in the 5 stars: area, background, level, skills, and tasks. In this respect, business English seems to be different to, say, technical English or legal English, where differentiation is topic-based rather than workplace or task-based. So legal English for contract law, tort law, criminal law, company law, mechanical engineering, technical English for civil engineering, etc. The topic is there more the differentiating feature. A similar list for business English would suggest a greater need for differentiation in the actual workplace and in terms of workplace-based tasks, whether it's accountancy, sales, finance, or marketing. And let's take an example. I thought I'd take as an example English for international project management, which is obviously a specialized area, obviously an area where English proficiency is required. And applying the criteria shown in the 5 stars, we have to define 5 things: background, area, skills, tasks, and level. For this, we need detailed information. Where to find it? For today's presentation, I Googled international project management and came up with a number of websites which showed job vacancies for project managers, job descriptions, and actual specimen CVs, things that people have to produce when they wish to apply. They provided numerous details, very useful details. This is the first slide, which defines the job duties of a project manager. Not all of them are, of course, relevant for English proficiency, but the ones I have marked in red are immediately relevant. Secondly, I found lists of international project management skills, the key skills, a number of which are clearly linked to language proficiency, and one bullet sticks out: communication, which is then defined in the third list, which is coming up on the next slide. Communication The definition of communication for international project managers. This gives us very important elements to help us design a course for English for international project managers, whether it's facilitating meetings, holding meetings, keeping people well informed, delivering presentations, resolving issues, and communicating differently. So a draft curriculum course design could look like this: a list of tasks, situations, and topics that employment-based companies suggest as important duties and skills: conflict management, budgeting, evaluation, meetings, and various types of communication media, spoken and written, with telecoms and reports. And this is complemented by the next slide, which contains further details regarding the actual communicative tasks and skills, including intercultural communication and mediation, a neglected skill, and specific receptive skills. If we now go back to the slide I showed you some moments ago, if we return to the examples shown in the earlier slides, we can see that these specific features are not all really included. Of course, many of them are, but not all. And I must stress, I don't wish to criticize any of the people representing the slides that I'm showing you now. But it does show the critical point, the tension between the general and the specific. There are, of course, many questions still to be answered, as shown on this slide. Is it possible to bridge the gap? Can this be done in a language course, or should it be a clear environment? What qualifications would teachers need? What does this mean in terms of course materials and in terms of tests? Answers are needed, but as Patrick Kutcher's are not really a framework for detailed answers, my aim today was to provoke thought and discussion, and as a question, which is the title of my presentation, English for what business purposes, needs to be answered. Thank you for listening. I hope it will provoke some discussion. Thank you very much.